No, you're going to have to buy. You're going to have to buy a single to come back with. But don't forget, you can appeal. You've got 21 days to do it. All right then. Bye.
A popular ruse is using other people's lost or stolen passes. It happens a lot on the Hammersmith and City line, manned by Gary McAllister and his partner, Sonia Hamilton.
Tickets, please. You will have a hard-nosed fare evader, you know, who's regularly doing it, who has got no respect for women, men, anybody, and will just treat you disrespectfully and go about his way.
What they tend to do is they tend to cut the picture out their own photo card, and when they find a permit or something similar, is they stick their one over the top. Have you got anything with your name and address on it, sir? You haven't got anything with your name and address on it? No?
Nothing at
all. What's your name, sir?
Zmudzki.
Sorry?
Zmudzki. Z-M-U-D-Z-K-I.
Right, sir, I'm going to caution you. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention, when requested, something in which you may later rely on in court. OK? You're not under arrest and you're not obliged to remain with me. Do you understand?
All right.
Right, sir, I suspect you of committing the offence of fare evasion. OK? So I need to ask you a few questions. OK? Where did you actually get this ticket?
I was robbed 2 days ago in my nearest park. I have no money at all. Why I used that one. That's it, what I can to tell you.
OK, but whereabouts did you get it? You told me that you got it off your neighbour.
Yes.
So, did he give you this permit or did you take it?
Pardon?
Did he give you this ticket or did you take it?
I take it.
You took it. If you haven't had any money for the last few days because you was robbed,
yeah.
How have you travelled? You've used this ticket, haven't you? What have you travelled on in the last 2 or 3 days? Because you haven't got any money. So you've used a ticket.
Yes.
Okay. When I stopped you at the ticket gate, yeah, if I hadn't have been there, would you have left the station without buying a ticket?
Sorry, I can't understand.
Okay.
It's lonely.
All right.
I'm a foreigner.
But this is the only ticket you've got, yeah?
Yes.
And you've got no money.
No.
Okay. So if I hadn't have stopped you, would you have left the station? That's all I'm asking. Yeah. Yes. All right, Mr. Zamutsky, I'm reporting you for fare evasion, and you may be prosecuted. Do you understand?
You all right?
Can you read English? Can you read? Yeah. Okay.
I trust you.
No, it's not a case of trust. It's a case I would like you to read. Okay.
Shepherd's Bush, West London, the station for QPR's soccer ground. On match days, an extra 8,000 pass through the gates, and the inspectors are on red alert.
Romeo India 6-2 Delta Mike for radio check over. That's an affirmative over, thanks. We've got Queen's Park Rangers playing at home against Newcastle. It could be a sticky situation. We can't determine really, but obviously we've got to prepare ourselves for it because we've got a lot of them already here. They're in the pubs, they're drinking, and we're hoping that they will stay nice and calm.
Still quiet. Oh, you can't. Why didn't you buy it?
No, I did. I gave it to him, he lost.
He's lost it?
I was unable.
Unfortunately, if you can't produce a valid ticket, it's made you liable for a penalty fare.
Well, I've got to pay again, like what?
£10, unfortunately.
Had a real lad.
No, honestly.
I bought the ticket, man.
I know, but if you can't produce the ticket, what you've got the right to appeal. You've got 3 weeks to appeal against it, okay? But if you can't pay the £10 in full, then I need your name and address.
No, you bother.
Yeah?
No, whatever.
This way, mate.
Newcastle! We expected a horde of them every time a train come in, but it's just nice and light. It's 10 to 3 now anyway, so most of them are gone, so we'll be off. Food.
Back in uniform, Ian and Paddy hop on and off wherever it takes their fancy.
I suppose the fare-paying public think we are a necessary evil, but there have been instances where people have said, If you were selling tickets at a station, it'd be a lot better off rather than going around checking the tickets on the trains.
Tickets, please. Thanks very much. Thank you. Both me and my colleague, we're quite fair people. If someone is genuinely has made a mistake, then we'll always listen to a reason. I mean, don't always go for the hard approach. Do you live in the London area? Yeah. Are you aware of how the underground is divided into zones?
Yeah.
You are? Right, well, as I say, look up there. Upton Park's in zone 3, and you only board 1 and 2. Would you say it's a genuine mistake you've made?
It's genuine, seriously.
Okay.
Let's find out what's happening at QPR. The latest from Steve Litton.
Italian stallion with the powerful header into the top right-hand corner. It's 6 goals in 6 games. Rangers 1, Newcastle 0.
Word of advice to certain passengers hanging around on the edge of the platform. Several hundred tons of trains bearing down on you at 40 miles an hour won't do your body much good if it actually hits you. It'll be appreciated by myself and the rest of the passengers on this train because we don't particularly want to take the train out of service with you lying underneath it. The next time a train approaches the platform, you actually stand back. Thank you.
All units from Delta Mike. Football's now finished at QPR. The result was 3-2 to Newcastle. No trouble expected on the return traffic.
Can you have your tickets ready, please? Or £20 notes, I don't mind, sir. That's perfectly fine. Trains to King's Cross, straight up. Trains to Hammersmith to your right. Can you have your tickets ready, please? Can you have your tickets ready, please?
We are Champions, sir. We are Champions.
Some will be stressed because they've lost, some will be sort of elated because they've won. This is the first station they're going to meet on their way back up the high road. So they're all going to be piling in. They're going to want tickets, they're going to want attention, you know, and we've got to deal with them, we've got to be ready for them. Right, just let them in through this bit, yeah? Nice and easy. Have your tickets ready and go!
Hey, it's like Crystal Maze.
Thank you.
Plenty of room, front of the train! Back there, Another day done. Another day done.
"6 a.m. Euston Square. London Underground categorise their evaders. Passive, people who just grab any opportunity not to pay. Active, those who never intend to pay. And diehards, deliberate long-term fraudsters who could be violent and might have to be arrested. Sonia and Gary are looking for a man they know has someone else's disability pass, paid for by a local authority. In order to prosecute, they have to catch him using it. Because inspectors don't have the power of arrest, transport police have been recruited.
We've been here about 2.5 hours now. He hasn't come through yet. We've got about another 20 minutes of time left that we'll give him. If he hasn't come through by then, we'll walk round to his house and knock on his door, and then I'll pass it over to the British Transport Police.
Every year, London Underground reckons permit fraud costs them £3 million in revenue.
Hello?
Since it often involves the theft of free passes issued to the elderly and disabled, it's regarded as a particularly despicable crime.
We'll have to come back on another day. Just seems a lot of wasted time. I would like to have got him today.
Every so often, every line mounts a concentrated crackdown on the dodgers. Next up for special treatment is Hammersmith and City.
I've asked you all here today to let you know about our special exercise for November, which is going to be called Wild West. and it's going to actually cover the area from Hammersmith right the way through to Paddington Suburban. The aim of it is...
Weeks of planning has gone into the operation, masterminded by Revenue Control Manager Marius Kalavazidis.
We are aiming to get in the region of 50 inspectors from the other lines, and I've asked Addy, as part of his development, to actually plan and organise this exercise.
Gary has finally traced the man wanted for questioning about the use of someone else's disability pass. He's agreed to come in for questioning. Station gates can be programmed to reject passes being used improperly. At South Kensington, Ian and Paddy are out to nab twirlies. Off-peak tickets being used too early will simply be spewed out.
Excuse me, madam. What is this morning? We have a block on the gates. We're blocking these types of travellers just to check that people are travelling correctly. You're travelling correctly. It's no problem. What I'll do is I'll let you out here in the morning.
The majority of people that actually travel before their time are people mainly of the older persuasion, our senior citizens.
Can I ask you, where have you travelled from this morning, sir?
Southfield.
What time did you get on the train?
9 o'clock. And people may have started their journey before 9 to arrive here for 9, and usually they would be able to get out via our electronic gates. But today, if anyone's travelled more than, say, roughly 10 to 15 minutes away, then they've actually abused their privilege, and we're going to have to deal with them on a penalty fare basis today. You've travelled outside of the validity of this ticket. This ticket is not valid till 9 o'clock in the morning, and you're not supposed to travel on it beforehand.
Never thought about it.
Where have you travelled from, sir?
Putney.
Putney?
Putney. Yeah. Right, unfortunately, you've left yourself liable to a penalty fare of £10.
I'm going to the hospital. Christ.
Yeah. Right.
You go to West Brompton Hospital, never think about it.
But you started your journey, sir, about 8:30. You're not allowed to travel, and it clearly states that you're not allowed to start your journey before 9:30.
What you can do, sir, you have a right to appeal, sir, and you can pay all or part of the £10.
The unbelievable. You make one mistake in 20-something odd years.
You still have the right of appeal. It's explaining to you if you're not happy with what the inspector has done.
Have you got £10 form of first inspector?
Gary has completed his interrogation.
I've just spoken to Mr. I believe he's actually been using the travel permit for over a year. He claims that he's only used it for the last sort of 3 weeks. So that's all he'll admit to. So what we're actually going to do is report him for fare evasion, altering the ticket, using an altered ticket, deception, and actually the Theft Act as well. And he's not a very happy man.
Operation Wild West is ready to roll.
We've put all the plans into action. Addy's managed to secure the staff that we need. The British Transport Police have come back to us now, and they've said that they'll be actually supplying 27 officers. In addition to that, they're actually going to have a prison van located in the area to take away any undesirables. I'm providing some sandwiches and drinks. Obviously, it's going to be a cold morning, I believe, and therefore I'll have to break out a couple of soups just to keep everyone warm and alive. It's going to be a long day. Be careful, and we'll see you all back here for 1900.
London Underground and their inspectors are alert to danger. More than 100 staff are seriously assaulted every year.
We're just hoping, keep our fingers crossed, that there's not much violence. There shouldn't be, but, you know, you never can tell.
Since the penalty fare system was introduced 2 years ago, revenue has increased by £8 million.
Is this you?
Yeah.
And whose is this ticket? Who's this belong to?
My girlfriend.
And you've travelled from Shepherd's Bush?
Yeah.
I'm going to report you, sir, for fare evasion. OK? Do you understand?
Tickets, please, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me?
Sir, can I see your ticket, please, sir? Yeah, no, sir, can I see it, please?
Can I have a single to barking, please?
Come in. At Edgware Road Station, I wanted to take a 1:30. Absent-mindedly, I pressed the wrong button. I've now come here. This lady is willing to take the extra 30 pence and give me a ticket. And this chap says the system doesn't work this way.
The way the system works is your ticket isn't valid, right? I'm going to issue you with a penalty fare, and you have the right to appeal against it. I'm not the one who decides whether you pay. I'm just the one that decides that you've arrived at Hammersmith Station and your ticket isn't valid.
So the logic of this is mistakes are not permissible. Mistakes don't...
No. What I'm saying is that the people at Customer Services are the one that deals with mistakes.
I'm going to make a mistake with my name and address here.
Well, I have to check it, sir. I have to verify it. We verify it, sir.
Okay, you do.
Okay, sir. What's your first name, sir?
Arthur. Arthur King.
All right, one second.
Camelot.
No, 1 second, though, because I'm about to tell you. If you do give me a false name and address, yeah, I'll put the book away and I'll report you for fair evasion, okay? And if you provide a false name and address, it's an arrestable offence. Do you understand?
And if I make a mistake?
What, with your address, sir?
Yeah.
And your name?
Mistakes are easily made. Listen, I pressed the wrong button. I am not fair evading. Have you heard that?
And you have the right to appeal against it. So what is your name, sir?
Arthur.
Yep.
King.
Can the date on it, please? Thank you. Go change your glasses.
Am I evading? Tell me, does
Are
that
you
make
evading?
sense?
No, sir.
I'm not evading.
No, listen, sir, listen to me. What I said...
I beg your pardon. Listen to you. For why? Tell me why. You don't talk sense.
The sense is that your ticket isn't valid, sir. And that's the end of the story.
Yes.
You're liable for a penalty fare.
That isn't sense.
You have the right to appeal against it.
Here ready to take the fare.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Are you right and they're wrong?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
You're now being uncooperative. So
what happened?
So I'll now tell you that I am able to arrest you if you don't give me a name which I either believe to be true, or an address which I believe to be true, or one you're staying at.
And then what will happen?
I'll take you to the police station.
And then what?
I will identify you. Then you'll be reported for summons for fare evasion in this case. I'll now tell you it's also an offence to give incorrect details to a railway employee.
Oh, is it? I wasn't warned of that. Sorry.
Well, it certainly is. It's certainly an offence to give incorrect details to me.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So, for the last time, are you going to pay a penalty fare?
No.
All right. Or give your details so that you can...
Certainly I'll give in my details, yes.
The correct details. And they will verify them, and then you'll be proceeded with through civil means like that.
I understand.
All right?
A million people travel by tube every day. Last year, nearly 6,000 were charged with fare evasion. For the inspectors, the evening shift is often the worst. Paddy and Ian find themselves making an emergency stop in the suburbs.
No problem. No problem. Excuse me, sir. Can I see your ticket, please?
I ain't got one.
You haven't got a ticket. Why haven't you got a ticket?
What's that?
Why haven't you got a ticket, sir?
Because I got it from the wrong station. Is that all right?
Not particularly, no. You're still supposed to have a ticket because you must have come from somewhere to go to somewhere. And you have to have a ticket regardless of whether you get off at the wrong station or not.
No, I got it from the wrong station. I just told you, mate.
I'm
going home.
Listen, at the
Listen,
moment
mate,
we can deal with it under
don't
civil
worry,
law.
look.
Civil law
Don't
under
worry.
penalty fare.
Look.
But if you want, it can become criminal.
Listen.
It can become a
Who's a
criminal
criminal?
offence, total
Who you
fare
accusing?
evasion.
Hold
It can be dealt with on the criminal matter if you're not prepared to deal with me in a civil manner.
Listen, mate.
Yeah, okay.
Don't shout at me. All right?
I'm not shouting at you.
Listen, mate. Don't shout at me.
I
right?
certainly aren't
Because
shouting
I can shout as well.
I'm not
All
shouting
right?
at you.
All right. I can shout as well.
Okay.
Yeah?
Well, can you put your cigarette out, please? Because you mustn't smoke on the underground anyway.
Yeah.
And then, if we can deal with this in a civil manner, it'd be much better for all of us.
After a 12-hour shift, the gang involved in Operation Wild West is released. For them, at least, it's time to wind down.
I have asked you to put that cigarette out. I have asked you to put that cigarette out.
Yeah, and then what?
And then let's talk about what you're going to pay of the £10.
Yeah, you shake your shoulders, mate. You shake. You shake all you want.
You don't have to pay £10
because
tonight.
all you. You know what I mean? I tell you in front of your face.
Right, okay, let's get the police. All right, you want me to get the police?
I say, well done, everybody. It's a successful event anyway. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Cheers.
very much. Cheers. Yeah. Cheng, do you want a Cheng? Respect.
Will you take your fingers out of my face, because if you carry on like this, sir, I will call the police. You've got to act civilly.
You can call the police.
Yeah,
I mean,
you really want to do that?
Listen. Tell him to keep down.
All right.
Because
I'll let you deal with it. No, I'll let you deal with it, Inspector. I'm quite happy.
Mate.
He's only trying to do a job, yeah? We're all trying to do a job, yeah?
No, it's not.
Do you understand?
Carry
that?
on.
Yeah? We're all trying to do a job. We have different ways of doing it. Our job is to check people's tickets, as I've taught you already, yeah?
So Eddie, what do you reckon the figures were for the end of the evening? Do you think we've done well?
Yeah, we did quite well. For the penalty fares, we did about 121.
That's excellent, excellent.
A toast for that.
Oh,
thanks,
another
guys.
one.
That's a success.
Cheers. Cheers.
Just to say, it was Hammersmith City that got the most penalty fares and the most jobs.
That's not surprising, though, is it, really?
Oh, that's a touchy subject. Touchy subject.
Nah,
Don't treat me like a tonight, all right?
I'm not doing that, am I?
All right. Let's go downstairs and talk.
Yeah, let's go downstairs and talk,
Yeah.
yep.
Don't ever do it to me again.
So, but I haven't done anything to you, have I?
You have, mate. You know what you've done.
No, all I do is sort of calming you down.
Shut up, mate. Shut up.
All right, you man, no problem. You've paid me 70 pence for your fare. There's your 30 pence chair.
Good night, yeah?
All right, mate.
Take care.
Yep.
It's no offence.
I appreciate that, yep.
The magnificent